Hey Bulldogs, it's our second week of math distance learning. By the time you see this video, it will be 4:27, a Monday. I decided to record the video outside because, hey, why not? It's a nice day. My dogs are out here, so if they bark, you'll just have to give me a second, and I'm going to go ahead and put them inside. But they're being really good right now, so we're going to leave them out. Okay, Monday, number 1. It says check all the factors of 13. What this is asking you for is how many ways or what fact family of 13. How do we make a 13? Well, we make a 13 1 times 13. Is there any other way using multiplication to make a 13? There is not. So your factors are 1 and 13. 13 is also what's called a prime number, meaning that it can only be divided by 1 and itself, 1 and 13. So what you'll click on, you're going to check all the factors, you're going to click on 1 and 13. Okay, next is a multiplication problem using decimals. Worked on this a lot last week. So we've got 2 and 25 thousandths, hundredths, times 0.04 hundredths. Now, remember, when you're doing multiplication of decimals, you do it exactly like regular multiplication. Don't worry about the decimal for right now. So 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Okay? You can go ahead and erase these. And we know that 0, 0, and 0. Add them up. Okay? So it's going to give you 0, 0, 9. Now, you're going to want to count the number of decimal places to the right of the decimal. So we've got 1, 2 here, and 1, 2 here. 2 plus 2 is 4. That means we're going to start at the end of our whole number, and we're going to come over 1, 2, 3, 4. Total answer would be 9 hundredths. You do not need those zeros on the end here. In fact, I think if you put it into the Google form with these zeros, it will mark it wrong, because you know that in decimals you can add as many zeros as you want and it's not going to change the place value of your 9. It's not going to change the value at all. Okay, next one is a word problem. Kiana bought 5 apples at the store. Each apple cost 39 cents. How much money did Kiana spend on apples? So you've got 39 cents, or 39 hundredths, times, how many did she buy? She bought 5. Okay. Multiply like normal. Don't worry about the decimal point for right now. So 9 times 5 is 45. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 and 4 is 19. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. Now to figure out the decimal place, you're going to go ahead and you're going to count 1, 2. Now there's no decimal place here, so we don't have to count anything right of the decimal. So you just have 2 place value places. Start at the end of your whole number, over 1, 2. So Kiana spent $1.95 on apples. Okay, next up, division of decimals. So we've got 182.4 divided by 1.2. You know that you cannot have a decimal as your divisor. So you need to make it into a whole number, and whatever you do to the outside, you're going to do to the inside. So if we come over one space here, it means we come over one place here, leaving us with 12 into 1, 8, 2, 4. Okay? And technically the decimal place is right here, so if we need it, we're going to put it right there because it comes straight up, remember? So 12 goes into 1 no times. 12 goes into 18 once, leaving us with 6. 2. So we've got 62. So now you might have to guess a little bit, unless you know your 12 facts like really, really fast. But if you don't, I'm thinking 62. I'm going to try and times it by 5 first. Gives me 10, 5, 60. So that's pretty close. So that's going to be a 5 here. 12 times 5 is 60. Leaving you with 2. Bring down the 4. 12 goes into 24 how many times? Well, I know that 12 times 2 is 24, with a remainder of 0. So you don't even need the decimal point here. Your answer is just going to be 152. Good job. Okay, next we have another word problem. So Kayla has one pizza. She wants to share her pizza with 5 friends and herself. How much pizza does each person receive? So this whole sharing equally, that makes me think of division. So she's got one pizza she wants to share with 5 of her friends, but with her too. So really, she wants to split that pizza into 6 pieces. So what you can do is you can do 6, 1, you have one whole, divided by 6. Okay? So we know that 6 doesn't go into 1, right? But if you think about a pizza, she wants it to go to 6 people. So how are you going to divide your pizza into 6 slices? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if each person gets 1 slice, how much of a pizza do they get? What's your whole? Your whole is 6. And each person gets 1 piece. So each person receives 1/6 of the pizza. Simplify the fraction below. Simplify is just another word for reduce. So we're going to reduce 4/6. Now, reduce. Now, you have to think about what number can I get to go evenly in the denominator and in the numerator. So these are both even numbers, which means I know that I can at least divide them by 2. Which actually means 4 divided by 2 and 6 divided by 2. Okay? 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 times 3 is 6. Leaving me with 2/3. Now look at it again. Is there anything else that I can put into both of these that will go in even? Well, 2 doesn't go into 3 and 3 doesn't go into 2, so I know that that is my final reduced or simplified answer. Next question asks us to simplify another fraction or reduce another fraction. Of 10/15. Now 5 is kind of special. 5 is a special number when it comes to think about it, because when you see numbers that either end in a 5 or a 0, you know that you're going to be able to divide each of those by 5. So it actually looks like 10 divided by 5 and 15 divided by 5. 5 goes into 10 2 times. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 goes into 15 3 times. So you're left with 2/5. Look at it again. Is there anything else that we can put into both of these numbers to make them smaller? No. So this is your final answer, 2/5. Now we're going to add some fractions. 3/10 plus 2/5. Now you know that in order to add fractions, you must find a common denominator. These denominators must be the same before you can add. So when I look at this, if I count it out, I see that the common denominator is going to be 10. So how do I make a 5 into a 10 using multiplication? I'm going to times it by 2. Whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top, leaving us with 3/10 plus 4/10. 4, 5, 6, 7. Remember, you do not add the bottom in addition and subtraction of fractions. Your denominator just carries across. Now, think about reducing it. I know that 2 goes into 10, but 2 doesn't go into 7. 3 doesn't go into 7 or to 10, and this doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. So I know that that's going to be the simplest form. Okay, next. We're going to have find the sum. Sum is that key word that you're going to use addition. So 7/8 plus 2/4. Now, you can work out your common denominator by skip counting. You can just know your math facts. You got to think, how am I going to make these the same number? 4, 8, 12. So how am I going to make my 4 into an 8? I'm going to times it by 2. Whatever we do to the bottom, we do to the top. So you have 7/8 plus 4/8 gives you 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11/8. Now, your brain's probably going off because you know that when this numerator is bigger than the denominator, that means there's going to be one hole in there. At least one hole, right? At least. So, to reduce this, 11 divided by 8. 8 goes into 11 one time. Subtract. Now remember, so you have your big 1, your remainder becomes your new numerator, your divisor, sorry there's a bug, your divisor becomes your denominator. And this can't be reduced any further. So your total answer is 1 3/8. Now we're asked to find the product. I want you to think to yourself, when you're asked to find the product, what operation are they asking you to do? Multiply. So they want to multiply a whole number 2 times 1/3. Now, easiest way to do this is to make this into an improper fraction. And you do that by putting a 1 underneath it. And I'm going to rewrite this because I like for things to be nice and organized. And then in multiplication, you're going to multiply across the top and multiply across the bottom. 2 times 1 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Which model below represents the problem? So we've got this model. Looks like this. So the first thing I want you to ask yourself is, just this top one, what does this fraction represent? You know that your denominator is going to be your total amount of pieces. And the total amount of pieces we have here is 1, 2, 3. And we have your numerator is going to be the part that's colored in. So we have 1/3 of this is colored in. This is the same. So we have 2 1/3. So when we're looking at the options, you have one model here, one model here. So you have 2 of them. And you would times it by 1/3. So 2 times 1/3 is going to be your final answer. And that's how that one works out. All right, last problem. Ooh, we're doing good on time. It's going to be another find the product. Now, product, I want you to think multiply. So whole number 3 times 1, 6. And the way you turn this into a fraction is by putting a 1 under it, right? Because 3 divided by 1 is 3, giving us a whole number 3. I'm going to rewrite this so it's nice and even so I don't get confused. 3 times 1 is 3. 1 times 6 is 6. Now, this looks like a benchmark fraction to me, and if your brain went benchmark fraction, good job. So to reduce this can be reduced. I know that I can divide 3 by 3 and 3 by 6. So 3 divided by 3 and 6 divided by 3. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into 6 twice. For a total of 1/2. Remember we talked about those benchmark fractions? 3 is half of 6. 4 is half of 8. 10 is half of 20. 1 is half of 2. So all equals 1/2. Okay? That is it for today. I will see you tomorrow for Tuesday's math.